Like a musical conversation, you know, one person will say something in the music and you'll say it back and bounce off each other, so it's good. We come from very similar families in respect that we both got the love of music from our relations, you know, like our grandparents or uncles, and we had that sort of respect for older music, you know.
I kind of suppose would have enjoyed playing with Kieran because it was stuff you'd never heard before, you know, kind of way. So we started playing together, and that's kind of how the crack got started.
Going to mass last Sunday, my love she passed me by. I knew her mind was altered by the roving of her eye. I knew her mind was altered to a man of higher degree. For it's Molly, lovely Molly, your looks have wounded me.
Myself and Aidan play very well together, and we bounce off each other, and it's kind of it's a nice thing when you play with somebody and you have a connection musically with somebody. And I think because we get on so well anyway, our personalities are much the same, so that comes across in how you play.
There's always going to be a sense of nerves, and when there's just two of you especially, I mean, there's added pressure, but you have to try and get over that and enjoy it. So we kind of try to bring in, well, I know I do anyway, I kind of tell stories and bits of crack from home.
We do try to have as much fun on stage and musically, and the bit of banter as well, and that kind of, I think that involves an audience. If you play music all the time, you know, they love the music, but if you can break it out with a bit of talk, and Aidan's very good for stories.
In 1813, there was, I think it was something like 87 people drowned in one afternoon in that bay, and well, you know, modern historians think it must have been, there was this freak storm, it must have been like a tornado or something like that, but of course the locals wouldn't believe that, so they said that there was a witch. People in the audience are having a bit of crack. I mean, we're going to have a bit of fun with them, so that's the most important thing. Once you can settle them down into kind of a situation where it's like going into your own kitchen, you know, table, well, that's the best way to have a gig, really, isn't it?
He's a good pal, and he's for a big fella, he'd be fairly light in the fingers. And I've always said it to him, and I like that about his playing, so it's good. You know, he dances it's a fairly lively style, and it's not very heavy. He can be at times, but it's good.
We end up meeting up to practice, we end up kind of going out and nearly having more crack, because at the end of the day, I suppose that's part of it too, isn't it? I mean, if you're not enjoying it, you may forget about it, so we enjoy the crack and then let the music come from that.
I've learnt a lot from him over the years, and I hope he's learnt a bit from me as well, but it's nice, because I would have come from a melodeon background rather than a fiddle background, you know.
Thank you. Good night.